I love it. So here's an educational question for you. I get this a lot when I'm talking to folks, especially folks who are board level, but what is the dark net? What is the dark web? What is the deep web? What are these things that we're talking about in a way that they kind of can grasp it?
Yeah, it's an excellent question. And to me, especially when I was doing a lot of work with boards as a service provider, I found that this question is really hard to put it in terms that that people that aren't in the industry can really get their heads around. Um, because the scale of what the dark web has become is mind-boggling, right? We think it's approximately $5 trillion in revenue that transits through this layer of the economy. And what it is at the end of the day is that people and criminals have developed skills that at the end of the day are marketable for the purposes of crime. And because it is such a big economy at this point, they have broken themselves into different skill sets. Just like in the medical community, 100 years ago, you just had a doctor, but now we have podiatrists and we have heart doctors. We have different types of surgeons. Well, criminals, we now have folks that specialize in phishing and running phishing services. We have folks that specialize in malware deployments. We have people that specialize in running malware. We have people that specialize in taking the data from malware and selling it. Then we have other ransomware gangs that specialize in taking that data, gaining well, actually, before that, we have people that specialize in taking that data and getting initial access to an enterprise. Then they sell that to access to a ransomware gang who will deploy encryption and extort the company for money. So even in the malware case, there's typically 4 to 6 different layers of actors that get involved in gaining access to some bit of data, turning that into access to a company, often called initial access, and then turning that into a real, a bad thing like stealing data or ransomware. So the darknet encompasses all of these different services and the movement of data and information to and from these different services. And so we see a lot of money, billions of dollars every year, if not trillions, changing hands as it feeds this economy and as the actors trade money with each other. And so you've got this kind of closed world where they're sharing information, they're working together, they're helping each other to do these things. And it's behind things that most people would think of as VPNs or kind of closed proxies and services. Tor is a very popular, entry point to some of these, but there are quite a few. There's many ways in. And in there, there's a lot of bad stuff happening. There's a lot of stuff that people would never want to see with their eyes, all the way from, bad pictures and bad things that are being said, because you don't have the same kind of ethical standards you would have on even on the internet, as open as the internet is. Um, and and so this world is where all this money is changing hands and all this crime is happening and all this data is changing hands. And so I think of it as a layered economy and that there's so much going on there that people don't understand and they have access to so much of our information that they have a lot of options for how to use that.
Yeah, and I always add to we always hear about the bad side of the dark web, right? There are sites, onions, whatever you want to call them, that are inherently not bad. I think it's a place that people go sometimes to share with friends, family, other things. The problem is, like you mentioned, the majority of what we hear, the majority of what we see, the majority of the data that's being shared on the dark net is just absolutely horrific or bad or evil or whatever the words you want to say. But I also tell people if you do it correctly, there are areas of it that are reasonably fun to play in if you know what you're doing. So
Yeah, I think that's an interesting point, and, I like to think of so there's this concept like you're describing of parts of the internet that are hard to get to, that are contained, and I've often described that as the deep web, right? Where it's hard to get to, but you can get into it, and there's nothing wrong with being there, like, it's behind an onion router or it's behind some technology, but when that turns towards crime or bad things, that's when we call that part of the deep web the dark web. And that's where we wanna be careful because people are there to take advantage of you.